Hi, welcome to this new tutorial. I'm gonna show you another example of how to create 3D drawings in AutoCAD. This time, I'm going to show you this example with the following dimensions so that it will be as follows, as shown in the figure. Then let's quickly draw it. Applying basic tools and that are available in AutoCAD in the 2D 3D version. The conventional version. Let's put this over here. And we are going to draw it. So, we are going to make the base first. So, we make a box. Quickly. A box without any measurement. We are going to make the measurements. Here in Properties, we select. We change them. It is 23 by 23. 3 by 23. And high 3. Here it has been drawn small. I'm going to double-click with the middle button of the mouse to do a zoom extends. It is done. I also recommend changing by right-clicking on the cube to change the perspective to a parallel view so that we can work in a better way and AutoCAD recognizes the snaps and other tools that we are going to use for our solid. Then we continue. We will also change to a X-ray view to see all the components of our solid. And we are going to draw these holes. These are holes of radius 1. It is 3.5 from the edge. Then, with a line I'm going to help me. For this I am going to use polar tracking. Selecting this here, I have it selected. And for now, I am going to disable OSNAP. I press F3. Is disabled. 3.5. Again, I wait for Ray. 3.5. Enter. And I'm going to make a cylinder. I press F3 to activate OSNAP. The OSNAP I already have it configured here. I am going to remove what is not necessary for now. And I'm going to leave the basics. Quadrants and all this here seems to be fine. Then we continue. And the radius is 1. You can make it grow down. I'm going to move a little. Selected the mirror tool. And I'm going to copy this cylinder perpendicular here, mirror-like. I will not remove anything. Now these two, also in the same way. Here. And here. Now, I'm going to rotate this a bit. And I'm going to subtract. Then I subtracted these solids. These minus these 4. Then I already have the perforated base. Right. I'm going to show you another way to do it, with a polyline and with press pull. Then quickly. We can also do this at 23, 23. Here it is. Why, I'm going to make a helpline over here. Is 3.5 and 3.5. Always waiting for the beam, because I have polar tracking activated. So, here I make a circle of radius 1 and I just used mirror. I run mirror tool. Selected the circle. I click here and in the middle points, so that it is copied in parallel. So, I'm going to do the same with these two. I select mirror. select the two objects, enter. Selected the axis with which they will be mirrored. And hit enter. And the next thing I do is first of course to erase these guide lines. I'm going to the press pull command, which is over here. I click and I see that the edges that I need to make are selected, a type of extrude, which is the press pull tool. I click, and the next thing I do is place the measurement of 3, which is the width, or the thickness of this base. Right. Which is the way to do it, and we continue. We will continue with this here. And this we are going to erase. And we are going to do this part from here. Right. We see that they are with two radii, a radius of 5, 10 and 7.5. We are going to make the radii of the circumferences. We are going to draw the radius of 7.5. I move it. And we are going to do, from the center, a solid has to be made, with an angle of 45 degrees. The shape will rotate circularly. So, we are also going to help each other with another line here in the center. And down 30, and here I am going to make a line of 90 degrees, so that it serves as an axis. So, we are going to do the following. We are going to use the tool that is over here. That is Revolve. Revolve tool. I click to select it. And selected the item that I am going to use. And then it asked me to choose the axis, and I'm going to choose this axis. And I'm going to choose this axis, and as you can see, I'm going to create this solid in a circular way, and it asked me that we have to type the angle. The angle is 45 degrees, and I already have it here. So, this figure with the outer radius. This radius is 7.5. And then to create the shape of a tube, we are going to use the following tool. We are going to use the tool, which is over here. Here it is. This is, we go to the tool to separate, but we use the shell command, which is to edit solids, then click here. But first we are going to change our view, so that we can see it better. We are going to make a realistic view. Oh. The command went out. Okay, I'm going to execute the shell command again. Click here. It asked me to select, and it automatically asked me to remove faces, so I'm going to remove the face from here. Right. I'm going to rotate this solid, and I'm going to remove the face here. Right. Hit enter, and I'm going to give you the inward offset, which is 2.5. 2.5, enter. So I already have this bent tube shape. So I already have this part. Also on this plate it has to be with a hole. So I am going to create it quickly. I'm going to make a line, and I'm going to the X-ray view. I'm going to make a cylinder with the internal hole that becomes 5. I press 5, enter. And I'm going down. And I put any measurement. It is just to subtract the solids. Right. So I click here to subtract solids. Click here, then I'm going to subtract with this, another click, and press enter, and that's the hole. I'm going to do this solid from above, towards here. I move it, from the center of the base, I move it to the center here. Then, as you can see, this part is already remaining. I'm going to remove this line. And now we are going to make this figure here, which is going to be here. And here we are going to draw quickly. Let's move this around a bit. And I'm going to make the circles an inner circle with radius 5. Another concentric circle of 12, measure 12. And I'm going to make these notches, which are over here. So we are going to make one, then we are going to copy it. I wait for the beam, it is activated. Polar tracking. And I'm going to make a measurement. I know this notch has 3. Here the radius is 1. So I'm going here. And I'm going over here, and I'm going to draw 2 perpendicularly. And I'm going to make a figure here at 90 degrees. So here is the circle. I draw the circle, it is of radius 1. Correct. I'm going to draw from the intersection or from the quadrant a line here too. Quadrant, 1 line, and voila. I am going to erase these lines, which help me as a guide. I erase all these. I'm going to draw this notch here. With the trim tool we use trim. I select the items. Hit enter. I erase all this, and that's it. This notch is already there, and now I'm going to repeat it with a polar array. Selected, that I am going to copy polarly, I select the center, and I put 4 items. For objects, 4, I hit enter, and that's it. Again I close it, I press enter, I close it with close array. And the next thing is, I'm going to use trim. Selected everything. I press enter, delete all this. I already have it. Now the next thing is to give it the width or the thickness. Right. Then it is also 3 thick. Then, he used the press pull tool again. And I click. And I raise it to 3 the thickness. That's it. And now what I'm going to do is to place this in the center. And then I'm going to rotate it. I move it. I'm going to draw it from the top circle. You have to see the detail well in this part. We locate the center. We are going to check if I have put it right. Let's rotate the view with Shift and the center mouse button. I'm going to put it in a right view. I see that this is the side where it will look better, okay. And I see that it is positioned correctly. I'm going to rotate the view a bit. That's it. Now I am going to use 3D rotation. I click here, I select. And it asks me specify the base point. I'm going to press Shift, right-click, Center, and I'm going to select the top center. I'm going to rotate a little more to see the center. It's this center here. Right. And how I want to rotate it, I go to the right view. And I want to rotate it in this direction. Right, click here. And it asks me specify angle and start. This is the beginning. I'm going to draw an angle of 45. Because I see that it does it in reverse, I'm going to do it again. But with -45. I draw it again. I'll click here, Shift, right-click, Center. It is this center that is here. There is. And I'm going to do it right here. It asked me to start, then I put -45. And that's it. The solid is already drawn. Now I'm going to rotate it and see that it is with the hole in the tube. And now, we are going to observe the solid with a realistic view, and there is the solid drawn. We are going to do the beveling. First of this part here, in this part of here, we are going to give it a value of 2.5. I press enter, we are going to do the rest of the bevels, and this one here, you already have the measurements, I just press enter, and again enter. Same here. This beveled, I hit enter twice. And here we are also going to do this bevel, I press enter twice. And now also the beveling of this part here, I'm going to give it the value of 1. This radius, I press enter, that's it, here too. 1 of radius, I press 2 times enter, that's it. Also these bevels, 1 of radius, and I press enter twice. Here also a radius 1, I press enter twice. I'm also going to do the beveling here. Let's go to the edge. But first we have to turn it into a single solid. We go to the join tool. And we turn all this into a single solid. It is done. It is already a single solid. Right. We are going to move it so that it does not join with the other 2D objects. And now, we continue with the beveling. We continue with this line, this one with radius 1. We press enter, and we are also going to bevel from here. Right. We do beveling here, we place a radius 1, I press enter twice. Here we are also going to do it at once. All these parts as well. And that's it. The solid is complete, with all its beveling. Then, we have finished the solid completely. It is also with this hole in the tube. As you can see, the solid is completely finished, with all its bevels that the figure specifies. Well friends, that would be it. If you liked it, click like. You can also share the video with your friends or colleagues. Subscribe to YouTube channel to receive more videos. I invite you to enter my social networks where you can find more tutorials, tips and tricks of AutoCAD. You can access my social networks through the icons that are in the video, or you will also find the links in the descriptive part of the video. And well, that would be all. Have a good day. See you later.